let's make some homemade kombucha. I have never made kombucha before. This is going to be my first time and I'm doing it with you. So I have recently become a big fan of kombucha, and so has my 14-year-old son, but it is pretty pricey. So this is an off-brand that I had bought at our grocery store, and this bottle was $5. If you get the ones that have a fancier label on them, a bigger brand name, you're going to spend anywhere from $5 to $7. And I have seen it. It's pretty pricey. So I found this simple recipe that I'm going to follow. I have been trying so hard to stick to making as much possible from scratch. And let's make some kombucha. So I'll be doing 2 batches, which requires 8 cups of water. So instead of the 4, which is for 1 batch, we'll be doing 2 gallons and using 8 cups of water. I have my little helpers here adding my water.
You don't burn your hands.
At the beginning of this video, I had shared that I was going to make 2 batches of SCOBY so that I would have a bunch to do my kombucha, but I just realized that I only have 1 bottle and I need 4 cups, so I'm going to just make 1 SCOBY. So I'm going to be using 3 tea bags, 3 green tea bags, and 1/3 cup of cane sugar, and I'm just going to stir that up. I allowed the 4 cups of water to come to a light boil. And then I'm going to stir this up until the sugar dissolves into the water, and I'll allow it to sit here for a while. Allow it to sit for a few more minutes. I'm going to make sure that all the sugar on the bottom is nice and dissolved. Let these tea bags sit here and make sure that we get all our tea in there. And then I want to make sure that's all nice and cool before I place into my jars and I add the kombucha, because you don't want to kill your kombucha bacteria, because that's what you need to make a good SCOBY. So I'm going to make sure that I allow it to cool as much as possible before I add the rest of the ingredients, which is more water and the kombucha, for a nice fermented SCOBY. This has to be one of the easiest recipes I've ever followed. It is super simple, very minimal ingredients, and I did notice that the entire time I've been saying that this is my kombucha recipe. This is not my kombucha recipe. This is actually my SCOBY recipe. This is me using store-bought kombucha to add into my jar to create my own SCOBY, which is what you need to make a delicious kombucha, which is a fermented, mush-looking type of ingredients that is made from fermented water, tea, sugar, and already made kombucha. And here I will cover and allow to sit 7 to 10 days on my counter in a warm place to ferment.